Hi, it's Mark from Mark of the Cyberbeast. Today, we have to redo an episode, kind of. So, about 2 weeks ago, you may recall Cybertruckco.com sent over some great looking, just cool looking spoilers. I mean, we did the one for the tailgate, and we did the one for the one up here at the top, and came to find out two things. Number one, when I shot the video, I had to use a tripod because my wife wasn't available, and you didn't get the best look. But more importantly, Cybertruckco.com sent one that didn't have the notches cut out on the side. Now I want to show you this right up close here. So right here, you should be able to see how it's notched out on the side. The original, right on here, is not. And it doesn't, it sits up higher than it should. This should be notched out because this is going to fit a lot snugger in here. If you look, you can see this kind of rides up right here. This shouldn't be, this should be down lower, but it hits right here. So this piece should be cut out. So both ends have it notched out. That was missing from mine because I got an early ship spoiler. This is way before it was for general consumption. So that's the reason why. Roger, stand-up guy that he is, went ahead and said, Mark, send the other one back. We're going to send you a new one. Let's reshoot this episode, and we're going to go ahead and try to make this thing, this tonneau cover, as waterproof as possible. A couple things they did. They added a little bit more on the sticker side, actually 4 sides of it. They also did the sides, and they actually put, what's interesting is right here, there's a Velcro piece, so that if you wanted to take this off, you could, but it also provides a little bit more security on here so that it stays on there pretty taut, and this way it won't fly off when you're going 110 miles an hour. So what we first have to do is remove the old one. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the old one. Probably not going to videotape that because honestly there's really no need to remove this. I am going to have to remove the camera and put some more 3M tape on it. But once we get this off, I'm going to clean everything up, and I'm going to show you how to do this install. Okay, so as before, you're going to get your cleaning wipes, which they've taped on here for me, and we're going to clean off this top area right here, remove some of that previous residue. We're both, actually all 4 sides, now that there's 4 sides of tape, we're going to put this end over here, this top portion, and then the side as well, since we've got double-sided tape here on this side as well. So we're going to wipe this thing down pretty good, and then get ready for the next step, which is going to be mounting it. I can tell this new cutout design is really going to keep the water out. So you can see it's notched right here at the very, very corner, and it overhangs the piece that's right here. So it really is going to do an excellent job of preventing water from going in. Now, the front is also the issue. You have to make sure this front piece is down all the way. So what we're going to do is when we get ready to put it in and we remove the tape, we're basically going to put the front part down first and then push the rear aspect into it. We want to make sure this front portion is lying flat right here in this piece, because if you put the back piece in first, it's going to be angled upward and you'll get a gap. So we want to make sure there's no gap. So we want to get this front piece laying in perfectly flat. We're going to press down, make sure it's got a good tight grip. The other thing I'm going to do too is I'm going to eyeball this up. I may have to bend some of this plastic to make sure it's bent moving forward, because again, you don't want any openings here in the front. So take a look at your piece, make sure it's very, very firm, flat really against this cover. That really is going to do the best job with keeping water out. Okay, all the tape is off. The area is prepped. Now, again, I'm going to put this front piece down first, make sure that seals very well, and then press up against this backing. So I'm going to set the tripod up for this, try to get a better view than I did last time, and we're going to get this thing in, press it down, hold it down, try to seal it as best as we can, and hopefully this is going to really help keep the water from getting in. Now, nothing's going to stop the water from getting in between the glass and this piece here. There's a piece of rubber here, but that's you know, nothing you can really do about that. Some guys have tried to put a weather strip in here, but there's really no room. You can probably silicone this area. Just, you know, if you have your camera here like I do right here, just know that you're still gonna have some kind of opening, so you're just gonna have to deal with that. But I do think though, silicone would really help it out. We'll see about that, but I wanna get this thing down first. I wanna make sure that there's no water getting right down over this lip, and this spoiler is gonna go ahead and block that. So let's get the tripod set up and affix this. Okay, so I'm gonna angle the camera a little differently this time. It's on the roof, and I gotta be careful where I touch. I don't wanna mess up the glue here. Move the camera out of the way. Already got the tape on that, ready to go. Pressing down on it, making sure it gets a nice firm fix. Now, I have to line it up the sides. That looks good. All right. Pressing down the front, pressing down the rear. I made sure that I bent these corner pieces just to make sure everything was nice and flat here. Wanted a nice flat adhesion here in the front. Don't want any lips. I still think I'm gonna consider putting silicone here to block the water in the front, but that is in there perfectly. Now, before I put the camera on, we're gonna test the tonneau cover. All right, so far so good. So now, I just have to put my camera in here now. Gotta look and see exactly where the middle is. And it's gonna be right here. So, what I learned the last time, it's gonna be best to put this as close to the end as possible. Again, I've centered it with my Molly right here. This looks like this is it. I'm gonna go straight to the end here. Have the wire just go straight like that. I wish I had one of those covers. I wish I had a 3D printer so I could make one of those covers, but I do not. So, what I'm going to do is double check. All right, that's where it's gonna go. I'll have to line up the rear view mirror camera up front in the driver's seat, but that looks good, just like that. Now, I'm just gonna press and hold this in place. I'm gonna make sure this thing sits in like this. And let's see how this looks. Okay, now with those two notches, this fits so much tighter, so much cleaner. If you look, hopefully you can see there is no gaps right here. Everything is nice and smooth. I'm still gonna get a small bead of silicone along the front, but this looks much better, it's in here the way it should. Simply, those two little notches that were not put in, these two notches that were missing from this old one right here, because those weren't cut out, we couldn't get this in here real tight. Now this fits nice and flat, this looks good, and I'm betting lots of money this is gonna stop the water. Now, there's two things I wanna show you. So pay very close attention. Right there. We're gonna stop it right there. Okay. You see where the tonneau comes out? That overhang right there is going to extend past the tonneau cover and really prevent water from coming in. That is something I really wanted to show you better on the video, but I had to do a still. That angle is exactly what you need to cover that opening and prevent water from just flooding in there. So I just wanted to show you the correct installation from Cybertruckco.com's spoiler, their top spoiler. Again, we've got the spoiler here on the tailgate right here, which offers some cool look, but the top one also gives it that sporty look. So Cybertruckco.com, the links for these are going to be below. And again, we're going to probably do an episode on me siliconing this front, but I think this is the way. I'm not going to get any water in here. We'll see. We're going to do another episode, but I'm going to get some silicone and I'm going to go to work. Okay, so I decided to go ahead and silicone this lip, I guess you'd call it. Now, I have to say it's one of my better jobs that I've done because I'm not one that's usually neat with things, but I think if you look, I followed it real nice. Here's the seam where I had to go around the wire right over here, right? But all the way down, looks like everything's real nice. I also did right here, this piece right here on both sides. I opted not to do the piece by the glass only because I honestly think half it would end up in the bed and it just wouldn't turn out very well. It'd be a big mess. So I'm just going to go ahead and go with this for now, and we'll test it and let you know how we make out. And I just did a water test. I went ahead and poured water from a cup, and yes, where the glass is up at the top, that gap right there, some water is getting in, but if I pour it in front of that spoiler, I'm not getting water in the cab, or in the bed, I should say. So I suggest being very careful, being very neat, a small bead of silicone in front, and that's really going to block that water from getting in there. I think it's going to make your bed a lot drier. So Cybertruckco.com, go there, get your gear, right? All your Cybertruck gear. They have more than just these spoilers. Guys, they have my favorite right here. What do I love? Side mirror deletes. They've got these side mirror delete kits. They also have some stuff for the wheels. They have some modelly stuff. They've got a big ass tent for the top of your Cybertruck as well. A bunch of other things all made in the United States right here in California. So, thank you for joining me today. Mark of the Cyberbeast for Cybertruckco.com's top spoiler replacement. Now it does the truck justice. Folks, thanks for joining me today. I'm going to see you tomorrow, and we're going to have some special things to talk about next time I see you. Special location shot. So, next week, be prepared. It's going to be real sunny. See you then.